Hi folks. So I thought we could maybe go through the lead guitar part first, that little sort of backing part, and we'll do the same on the ukulele. I'll show you what that was playing as well, and then for any of you guys that are struggling a little bit with the rhythm, stick around to the end and we'll do a bit on that there. So first of all, starting off with that electric guitar part. So what am I doing now? I'm sliding up on the G string from the 5th to the 6th fret, and then plucking the high E string on the 5th fret, and I'm using my ring finger on the G string and my second finger on the high E string. The reason I'm doing that is because when we get up to the higher parts of it, if you use like the first three fingers, for instance, like that, you've got this little bit of a turn of your wrist to be able to get that first finger back into that position. Whereas if you use these three fingers, you don't have that problem. So yeah, you just end up sliding your hand up and down without actually having to turn your wrist, which just makes it a little bit smoother, easier to play. Anything that makes it easier to play has got to be good. So slide up on the G string with your ring finger up to the 6th fret, and then pluck the high E string on the 5th fret, and then I'm going to slide up to the 7th fret, and I'm going to bring my pinky down on the 7th fret as well on that high E string. So, and then pluck that two strings. B string shouldn't be ringing out here at all. In fact, no other strings should be ringing out. It's just these two strings. Then you can slide up from the 7th to the 9th, both with the ring finger and the pinky still on the G and high E strings, and bring it back again. So that goes over the A chord. And then we come up for slide up to the G string. We're going to do exactly the same movements with the fingers and the same spacing actually, but we start on the 11th fret on the G string, 10th fret on the high E, and then slide it up one fret, and then slide up both again to the 14th fret, back to the 12th, and then 11, 10. So 11 on the G, slide up, play the high E on the 10th, pluck both the G and the high E on the 12th fret, slide up to the 14th, then back to the 12th, and play the 11th and the 10th again. So that goes over the D chord, and then over the E chord, we're at 13th on the G, 12th on the high E, and then both on the 14th, and then up to the 16th. And then just join that together. So and then for the last line of the chorus, this is what I'm playing here. So as if I'm going back into that first that first little slidey bit over the, as if I'm going back into that, but this time slide up to the 6th, pluck the high E string on the 5th, and then I come over with my pinky onto the D string onto the 7th fret, pluck twice there, 5th on the G string, 2 plucks there, down to the 4th fret on the G string, and then back up to the 7th fret on the the D string. So all together that bit. And then we get this final little fill and the string bend. So all I'm playing there is a D string, hammer onto from the 9th to the 11th, sorry. Do the same on the G string, and then B string on the 10th fret, and then you've got this string bend on the 12th fret on the high string, so bend it and back. And then you back into the chorus section. During the chorus, the electric guitar doesn't play. What I was doing in the back end there was just adding to the rhythm just by gently touching all the strings. I'm not pressing down at all anywhere. And use the guitar as a drum. So just by strumming. Just to build up the rhythmic part of it. And then the outro is just that A to D section. That's the A, and that's the D. So that's that same thing again. So that covers the electric guitar part. Let's jump onto the ukulele. If you didn't know, ukulele is tuned G, C, E, A, which just happens to be the same as the guitar from the 5th fret, the top 4 strings on the guitar on the 5th fret. These same notes, or the G's an octave below that. But it does mean those 4-string chord shapes that you know on guitar will work on ukulele. So it's a handy way if you know guitar and you want to take up ukulele. It's a handy way to tie the two together, give you an idea of what you're playing. Anyway, back to what we were doing here. During the chorus section and the intro, that little melody is repeating all the time. So hammer on, pull off on the 2nd fret of the highest string, and notice how I only pluck it the once. On the pull off, kind of give it a little bit of a flick with the finger as it is coming off to make it ring out. Then up to the 7th fret, down to the 4th, and then 2nd, and then open again, but that would be a pull off again. And then just playing on that top string again. Right, first phrase on the E and A strings, the highest 2 strings. We're going to start off on the E string, on the 5th fret, and the A string on the 4th fret. Move up to the 7th and 5th, and then to the 9th and 7th. So put that together, we get so that goes over the A chord. And then the D chord section. So 5th fret, same 2 strings, E string and A strings. So 5th fret, 7th fret, and then we're going to go 10 and 9 on the 10 on the E and 9 on the A. And then bring that back down. And then for the E chord, we have to go lower because we can't get any higher. So taking it an octave lower, the guitar goes up, the ukulele is going to go down for the E. So we're going to go C and E strings on the 4th fret. And then we're going to go, again, C and E strings. We're going to stick to those 2 strings for this phrase. 6 and 5. And then slide that up to 8 and 7. And then back. So for the A, and then the E chord, back to the A chord again, then to the D chord, back to A again, then to E, and then for the "this is a message to you" part, what I'm doing here is something around there. I can't remember exactly how I phrased it. I know it was phrased slightly different. It's just first, 2nd and 3rd fret on the highest string, and to open. And then just do that little hammer on pull off as a fill. So that's the ukulele part. And now let's have a wee chat about the rhythm. So we'll start with the ukulele since it's still on my knee. So the count is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the idea is we want a on the and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which is fine, but it's not very rhythmic. So what I tend to do with that is I'll strum it as if it's an 8th pattern. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, so this is what the right hand's doing. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. My ones and ands are on downstrokes, and my E and my A are on upstrokes. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So we're emphasizing the ands. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So now you need to apply that to your chord. And you don't want to play every note either, but you do want that rhythmic part in there. So what you need to do is when you play these chords is work out a way that we can kill the strings that we're holding down just by not squeezing them. But we've got open strings ringing there. That doesn't sound right, does it? That's not the effect we're after. So because we've got open strings, the only way we can kill those open strings is with our right hand. So that means we end up this fleshy part of your hand down here. I end up running over the edge of the string, so kind of I'm very close to the strings with it all the time. And just kind of by leaving that finger almost trailing out the way, I'm making sure that I carry those strings. The top one will occasionally ring slightly, but that's fine. And then to get the notes to play, all I have to do is lift the heel of my hand up ever so slightly. And then squeeze down the chords on those ands. So 1 and 2 1 E under 2 E under 3 E under 4 E under 1 E under 2 E under 3 E under 4 E under 1 2 E under 3 E under 4 E under 1 E under 2 E under 3 E under 4 E under. So that's how we build that rhythm. With that, by doing that at double speed rather than just playing the simple, we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we can bring in an and da as well. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and. So you can then vary that rhythm up, and because you're not having to change what your right hand's doing, it really is just down to which notes you decide to emphasize, which notes you want to hold down and sound. So it's like where you're going to release that damping from. It takes a bit of practice to get it, and as I say, maybe start off just by muting all the strings and just concentrate on getting that right hand going. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Exact same thing for the electric guitar and the acoustic guitar. No difference whatsoever. So anyway, I hope that helps. If you think I've missed anything out, or you want me to cover anything else in it or explain anything, that's what the comment section's for. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this, hit the like button. Maybe watch a couple more of my videos as well. I'm sure there'll be more there you'll like to. Cheers folks, thanks for watching, bye bye.